Okay.
It is 6 o'clock, and call the meeting, our September meeting to order. Welcome and thank you all for being here. If you would all please rise and join Terry in Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Minutes from our August meeting. Any discussion, corrections, comments?
Making a motion to approve the August minutes.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The proposed 2024 budget. This is an opportunity, I will, ask for a motion to open the floor to a public hearing.
I'll make a motion to open the floor to public hearing for the budget 2024.
Second that.
Motion and a second to open the floor. Public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Prior to accepting any public input, Kim, is there anything you want to go over with the budget, just to...
No, basically, you all have a copy of what the proposed budget is going to be for 2024. It is a 9.2% increase over last year's budget. Basically, the only thing different this year is the redevelopment part of it. That is one of the home rule funds. Did you want to elaborate on that?
Just basically that you met with the redevelopment committee and we decided to budget that amount for projects coming forth down the road that may develop with that downtown initiative fund. So we budgeted that.
Well, that part of it was $20,000.
Yeah.
Your infrastructure part of it was $60,000 for 2024. Other than that, like I said, the big change was in the general fund, which normally is where the majority of the appropriations are spent out of. Other than that, really not a lot of changes in the other ones.
General fund for next year is estimated at $1.211 million. Motor vehicles at $331,000. Cume cap is at 20. Home Rule Compton EMS fund is at 26.4, and the fire is at 50. And redevelopment just went over that. Now's an opportunity for anyone to ask or comment on the 2024 budget. Is there anyone that wishing to do so? Please state your name, address, and your comment. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the floor.
I'll make a motion to close the hearing.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Budget will now be advertised, and we will reconvene on September 24th. Is that correct?
6th.
26.
26th, for second and third readings on the 2024 budget. Plan Commission recommendation. Jonah.
Rainier's up on 11th Road wanted to split a parcel off their property for agriculture. It's staying the same zoning. Nothing's changing other than they're taking it from Family LLC and making it a private section of about 3 acres, I believe.
Okay.
Nothing else is going to change. We give them the recommendation since Chuck's not with, or since our inspector's not with us anymore. We give them the recommendation to move forward, have this done. We signed off of it last night, or Susie signed off of it last night. So we want to bring it in front of the board, and since we don't have an inspector, I'd like for you to sign below it somewhere so that way everybody knows what's going on.
Sure.
Other than that, unless anybody has any questions.
So come to us as a favorable.
Yes, please.
Okay. And so now's an opportunity to open the floor to a public hearing for the Plan Commission's recommendation. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to open a public hearing on this?
Second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anyone wishing to speak on the Plan Commission recommendation that Jonah just presented, please state your name, address, and your comments. Okay, hearing none. Entertain a motion to close.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing on the.
I second that.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
And regarding the, came to us with a favorable recommendation to approve. Is there council discussion or comments?
I have none.
I make a motion to proceed with that under the direction or their recommendation.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the Plan Commission's, and the, what are we calling that, Jonah?
It's just a subdivide.
Subdivision, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. There is no old business. New business would be a request from the United Church of Christ.
The pastor of the Church of Christ was not able to be here this evening. They are wanting to do a block party on Sunday, September the 8th, between the hours of 2 and 5 p.m. They're going to have a band and snacks and all kinds of things. And so they're asking to have the road closed, Liberty Street closed between Thompson and Main Street for those 3 hours.
Is it October?
October, what did I say? It's October the 8th.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
Bill, any issues with closing the streets? Nope. Fire chief? Roger? Okay. Council? Yes.
And I did speak to him. There's an elderly gentleman that lives on that road there that seems to have a lot of health issues. I just told him that, if it gets approved, to make sure that he reaches out to those couple of houses that he,
Sure.
if the ambulance would have to be there, there's not going to be no problem, so.
Council's thoughts, discussion?
I have none. Do you need a motion?
Yeah.
I make a motion to authorize the United Church of Christ to close Liberty Street between Main and Thompson.
I second.
Before I call for the vote, Roger, are we providing the barricades?
I'm going to, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Barricades.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Bring a truck down there, that would make them feel more.
Whatever y'all feel is best for the safety, work with the chief and figure it out. That'd be
You need
great.
to reach out to us too, though.
Yeah,
Well, I'll give
Okay,
him
thank you.
the info.
perfect.
Kim, what was the times?
2 to 5.
PM.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a motion to close Liberty between Main and Main and Thompson.
Yeah.
I have a motion and a second on that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Crosby Construction Pay App number 4 and Change App number 1.
You're up, Adam.
Hey Adam, how are you?
Good. How's council today?
Well, we're here. We're doing well.
Budget went through. That's great.
Well, on first vote, you never know.
Got 3 documents before you. As always, we can go through Cliff Notes version or let you get into as many details as you like.
Council's wishes, Cliff Notes or details?
Brief one on each one.
First one in front of you is pay application. It's pay application number 4 for the project. It's contractors' way to get paid for their work. Primarily consists of foundation work, below-grade utilities, and well drilling. That's Cliff Notes.
Mm-hmm.
Any further detail you'd like to go through? It's for $308,349.52.
Make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the Pay App number 4 and $308,449.52. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next 2 items are kind of tied together. The first one is change order number 1, and that consists of 3 items that we changed in the contract. Part 2 to that, one of those items changes Wessler's scope of work, so we also have the amendment. So change order number 1 to the construction contract increases the total cost by $12,000 and some change. The 3 items that are modified here, number 1 is the SCADA system. What we did was simplify the operations to reduce the risk. The original approach had some servers in here, and going back and forth with Steve and Caroline, it seemed like that'd be prohibitive, so we simplified that down. The weird thing is it adds cost to the construction contract, that's where part two comes in with Wessler's amendment, because we were gonna be providing you the hardware, the servers and the computers. So now we won't be providing that hardware, and we will not be doing the programming for those pieces. So part two of this $10,000 adder to the construction contract is a $25,000 deduct to Wessler Services. So that's the first item on the change order. Big picture, it's a net positive deduct in project costs. The second item we have on the change order was just out of luck. The ATS manufacturer that the contractor selected makes big equipment and it didn't fit. So we said, make things down so it all works still. And that resulted in about a $14,000 credit. The third item on the change order is adding damp proofing to the building. This is a layer of moisture protection. It wasn't originally included in the project specs because, quite honestly, Wessler's just getting on the ball with this being something that should be included. And that's a $15,000 adder. So, in summary, the three changes add $12,000 to the construction contract. And then the third document in front of you is Wessler's amendment that reduces our fees by $25,000.
On the damp proofing side of it, we brought this up at our last couple construction meetings on that. Not that I'm an expert in construction or anything like that, but I felt too, being in my past from working in that was very important, especially with the block and the brick. And I just think that would make a big difference in that. So we kind of decided that aspect in our construction meeting.
So we're waterproofing the brick,
Yeah.
the blocks is
The
what we're doing,
blocks.
sealing them.
Where
It's
there's
a
that
belt- it's a
air
belt
space
and
and-
suspenders
yeah.
approach.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good.
Happy
So-
to go into as much detail as you'd like. If you have any questions.
Questions for Adam?
I make a motion to approve.
All right.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve amendment number 5. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion.
And the change app too, you're gonna do that one too, Les? Motion to approve that change app?
Change app 1?
Change order number 4. Or sorry, change order number 1.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a motion to approve change app number 1?
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? VS Engineering.
Okay, this is on that sidewalk, the sidewalks that we've been working on the last several years through the NDOT program.
Yep.
Of course, there's always something that comes up. So, there is an addition to this amendment for $6,540 because NDOT's cultural resource manager seems to think that since where some of that is, there's 3 historic sites or structures within that area. And so now they are requiring that we do an archaeology site assessment.
For a sidewalk.
Where's this at?
It's in-
Schaefer.
Schaefer Road.
It's part of the Safe Routes to School program.
Yeah.
It's part of Stellar's NDOT grant
I mean,
we got from Bremen.
they are almost positive there is nothing there, but how do you argue with NDOT? So,
How do they figure there is something there?
because of these historic sites.
That's just like native bats,
Mhm.
Okay. You always have to do the environmentals.
So, yeah.
Like
So
it or not.
there's, in addition to that contract, that amendment number 1 to VS Engineering's contract, $6,540. I would imagine if you vote no, the project stops.
Make a motion to approve that. I think we need the sidewalk.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve amendment 1 for VS. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution 2022-6.
Sign here, they don't have a place there.
Kim?
This, and I sent this one to all of you guys earlier, and it's just basically to update the rates and charges for our equipment if our employees need to assist in helping on any different projects. They hadn't been updated since 2009, and so it's just the dump truck, the lifters, the excavators, all of that stuff that is now kind of brought up to a more current rate.
So this is when we go out and mow yards. This is when we have to help a private contractor. This is,
Yes.
okay.
Tap fees, water tap and sewer fees,
Okay.
all of those things.
Need a motion to update that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll make a motion.
Resolution 223-6.
I make a motion to approve the resolution 23-6 for the rate changes.
I second that. I think it needs to be changed. I mean, cost of living is increased, parts has increased. I mean, there's life.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Kim, it's still you.
Approval of claims 5704 to 5795, $431,960.78.
Is there a motion to approve the claims?
I'll make a motion to approve claims 5704 through 5795.
I second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I received a request from the Marshall County Council on Aging requesting that the town contribute $2,000 to the transit services for the aging for this year. That was not something that was budgeted in our budget for this year.
Have we ever done that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are there funds to do that?
Yes, there will be because of several changes that has occurred throughout the year. We can move it
We
to
didn't budget that for this year?
No,
We budgeted it for next
we
year.
did it last year. We budgeted it for 2022.
Yes.
Is it in the 24 budget?
It is not,
So we have time to put it in if you
but I
want
Yeah.
have
to.
time to move that
Yeah.
around, yeah.
Thoughts?
How much?
$2,000 is what they requested.
I do know we have residents who utilize the Marshall
Yes.
County Transit.
And a year or so ago, when she presented it, I mean, she had the numbers and stuff. She did not send that to me. She just asked for the request.
They're still in town on Thursdays, aren't they? Isn't that the day for Bourbon?
I think
least it
it's
used to be.
Thursdays, yeah.
Okay.
Did we pay last year, you said?
Yeah.
I make a motion to, I mean, it just needs to be done.
Second.
A motion and a second to pay the Council on Aging $2,000.
$2,000, yep.
$2,000. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And
Opposed?
then,
Oh, go ahead, sir.
sorry. Then the last thing is just a reminder of the budget adoption on the 26th at 6 p.m.
All right. Very nice. Chief Martin.
The activity report. Report.
Okay.
Any new ideas on officers?
Yes, we have testing the 22nd and 23rd.
How many do we have?
I believe 7.
Anybody with the academy? No? Okay. What did, you have a second item here, vacation days?
I don't know if I'm gonna, I have my vacation and Carl has his. I mean, I don't think we're gonna be able to use it.
Okay. When is it up? End of year? Is it calendar year? Okay. Carl's out on some now. How much will he have left? Do you know?
Well, I didn't research on that, so.
Okay.
Into it, I just know I have all.
Okay. So we can have a further discussion in October, maybe? If you can get the numbers, Chief, and report to us and see how that's gonna play out. Is that okay with you guys?
That's okay by me.
Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna say, I mean, we're down, how many officers? Two?
Mm-hmm.
Two, I mean, it's a never-ending cycle. I mean, I just don't see, I guess, just to move forward, waiting till October. It may change their decision whether they're gonna take a vacation or what not to take a vacation, how they're gonna use those days in 2 months. I guess my thought process is we just pay them for them, allow them, pay them for them.
Okay, so just pay it out at the end of the year is what you're saying, any unused? Okay.
It's
For
a never-ending
unused.
cycle. I mean, how do
Yeah,
you
for
expect the
unused.
employees to plan ahead when they're working and covering shifts? I think it's just taking care of your employees.
Oh, I agree with that.
I'm not disagreeing with you, I just prefer a number of days or some dollar amount, so I'm not opposed to it, but,
Yeah.
can we hold a vote off until we see who's using what and how much they all have left? I mean, I'm okay with it, I just
I am too, but
prefer to
I'm,
have a vote on a number, that's all.
Well, they kind of have an idea of how much vacation you have left, don't you?
Yes,
Or how much do you have left?
20 days.
20 days.
You gonna be able to take any of that 20 days between now and?
I don't see that happening.
Okay.
I don't even see a day off coming.
it's tough.
Okay.
I could tell you what that would be for Bill, if you wanna know our figures. I don't know
Sure.
the other ones, but
You don't know how many Carl has.
I'm not sure.
Because he's off using some now,
yeah.
right? Okay.
Mhm. Let's see.
Is he sick again?
No, they're
Oh.
out of state on vacation.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
using some of those days.
Close to $4,700.
Government will get half of that.
Hmm?
Government will get most of it.
Especially if I do it all at once.
What's council's wishes today?
Thoughts?
What about Tim though? Tim hasn't used hardly any of his either. Is it gonna be all three of you?
He has 5.
Well, but then them 10 holiday days, 15.
That's why I'd just rather wait a little bit. I'm not opposed to doing it. I just like to have that actual number on paper that we can say X number of hours.
Grow pretty substantially.
So,
Hey, can I ask a question during this?
Sure.
Just a question.
okay,
Is it possible? Is it open for public question?
not right now,
Okay,
but
then
go
no,
ahead.
then I won't-
But go ahead.
No, if it's not open, I don't wanna
Okay,
break protocol.
okay.
Just curious.
So what's council want to do? You want to throw a motion? You want to,
I can figure
Wait.
it all out for you guys and have it for you in October. Like Bill says, there's really no way that they're gonna be able to squeeze a few of them in
Yeah.
anyways.
Let's just wait till October.
okay.
We got other things.
Bill, anything else? Roger?
Yeah, the activity reports and paving would be done, but the weather's not cooperating. That's and the last thing I got is tentatively right now, leaf pickup was gonna start on October 18th,
There you go.
unless they fall early, which the cottonwoods already are.
And you got the generator for the fire department, I see.
Air compressor started.
Air compressor, I saw you
Yep.
taking off out of town with it.
Yep.
Of course, it's not right, but, huh?
It's hooked up.
Don't buy from Lowe's.
That's all I have.
All right. Chad,
7 calls since the last meeting, assisted Plymouth twice, 1 RV fire, medic assist, a car accident, a gas leak, and we stood on Bremen Station for a few hours.
okay. Thank you. Anything for Chad? Anybody?
And air compressor is hooked up.
And I hear we have a fire truck.
Well, we got it from Slow Times. Getting the lights put on and all that now, so hopefully within a couple weeks.
It's a massive thing. It's a massive thing.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
And
Is it gonna fit?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's a couple more weeks, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Been what, 2
It's
years?
I'm just glad we got
It's
it.
been 2 years, yeah.
I'm just glad it's up, going.
All right. Alex?
September 25th, we have initial hearings in court for Bourbon and Karen Home and Jan Limler in Bourbon.
All right.
So those are just initial hearings. It's me kind of meet and greet thing in Superior Court 3. And
Okay.
we'll see kind of what direction those are both going to go.
All right. Anything for Alex?
No.
Patron comments.
Spencer?
Spencer, now's your time.
Oh, this is my.
This is it. You're up.
I just have a question
Yes, sir.
in regards to the conversation we had with the vacation thing.
Mm-hmm.
Most companies I've ever worked for has it built in that if you don't use vacation time within a
Mm-hmm.
set period of time, it's automatically factored in, you're gonna get paid those unpaid days. You can't accrue them over a period of X, Y, and Z date.
Right.
So the company I work for, they give you year to year, so my start date's in May.
Mhm.
So I have till May of 2024 to use my vacation time. And if any goes unaccrued, or used, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
I can't accrue them, I get paid for those unused days,
Mhm.
right? Is that built in?
Not in our policy.
Okay.
A lot of governmental agencies either use it or lose it. And the county changed theirs, used to have 90 days. Did they eliminate that where you just lose it now? Or did they shorten that time? They shortened the time period down that you can use it if you have permission to carry it
No, they
over.
originally said that the department head could write a letter and
Yeah.
have that extended, but they've terminated that.
Ah, okay.
So,
So yes.
one of the issues with the police department that people don't realize is the holiday, they get holiday pay, so like if their day would fall off on a Christmas, they quote me if I'm explaining it right, they get paid if they, for that, and if they work it, they get double, triple pay.
Time and a half.
Time and a half. So, I mean, if an employee is normally scheduled off for a holiday and that's their day off, a lot of times that they have to work at the holiday and don't get the time to spend with their family. So we try to compensate them for having an extra day for that.
We have there's precedent that we allow employees to carry it over if there's exigent circumstances as to why they couldn't use their time. I think that's probably been done in the past, but no, to your question, no, the answer is no, there's no such policy currently. Any other public comments? Anyone? See, Jan and Jerry are not here? Okay. Council comments?
The only thing I have is a suggestion regarding the police situation. We continually are struggling to keep officers and maintain officers. And I think that we should consider giving them a stipend increase this year and again in '24.
Okay.
And a proposal that I would suggest would be $5,000 this year and $5,000 next year. That will get them a little bit more in line with what the surrounding areas are, as well as maybe we'll get lucky enough to retain some officers longer than we are, instead of being a training ground.
Okay.
Now, that's just my thoughts.
I can say that there's no salary ordinance amendment prepared for tonight, so we can discuss it. We can vote in favor of it if that's council's decisions with actual adoption of and voting on the ordinance in October, if that's what council wishes to do for this year.
I agree with Terry. I think we're in a huge struggle in law enforcement today that seems to be a waging war on nobody wants to do this job, and then me on the county side doing backgrounds that no good qualified, difficult, good candidates applying coming forth. You look at across the board, the benefits, there's no way that we can ever compare or compete with towns like Bremen, Plymouth, or the county. But I do think that we have to stay somewhat in the market if we want to maintain a police department, and small little things that we can do with police departments, with personnel. And I'm gonna probably be a touch subject, but I also think that we should probably add in take-home car use to and from within the county. If we can help our employees, you know, these young guys, I was a young officer at one time, and it's a small little token to having a take-home car, and where the call volume has increased, the type of calls have increased, and we can put restrictions on that. But I agree with Terry on his comment, and I think that we should also try to do what we can on small little things like a take-home car.
Do we need to look about a fifth car then?
That's probably what I would probably think.
It's just my concern is I would like to be able to keep Bill and Carl and Tim here
Yeah.
instead of having them flirt off to somewhere else.
Well, you know, a lot of these agencies are offering stuff like this, and if we don't stay competitive to some degree, we're not gonna have a police department. And the small town police department is, you've all been on it, it's a lot different police department than what I do. They're stopping and talking to citizens, they're helping them with their groceries. When they fall down, we have an elderly population, when they fall down, they're the first ones there. How many life-saving awards have we done here, Bill? 4. That's way more than what I think we have in the county. You know, we have, when we respond to the call, I mean, we couldn't do it without the small towns backing us up. And I know the budget's a huge thing, but people want police and fire. They want us when they need us, and it's a service. It's a service to the community, and I just think we have to do that for our employees, and small little things matter to these people, and that's what I think.
Well, I'd like to commend Bill and Carl and Tim for that fact, for making sure we do have a car on the road all the time. I don't think the citizens would want to go back to open hours. I think that we'd get a lot of resistance to that, I should say. So thank you for what you guys are doing to maintain that coverage. So that's my thoughts on it.
Okay, so, is council's consensus to have a salary ordinance amendment at the October meeting for formal voting for a $5,000 pay raise for each full-time police officer?
That would be my idea.
Okay. We'll have that prepared for the October meeting.
Okay.
For further discussion and vote. Thank you. Any other council comments? Les? Terry? Anybody?
No, I made mine to Bill, thanking him for what, and also to the other department heads too. I don't want to disregard what you do.
We have a fall festival or something coming up. You
Yes,
want to
we
talk about
do.
Macy's next project?
Yeah, we're having a fall fest. It's on Saturday the 14th. It's going to be held here at our building. So the road will be closed from Maine to Washington. We have a bunch of vendors that are coming. We have a band that will be playing in the afternoon from 4 to 6. But yes, we're all prepared with our electrical and all that to be somewhat downtown, not what everybody would like it to be, but we're going to be out here in October.
And the Fuller Cup will be open from the back.
Yes,
looky
so
there.
it's 12 to 6 on the 14th.
Hear ye, hear ye.
And pray for good weather.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, any other council comments?
The only thing I got is I want to thank all the employees. I know that everybody works hard, and the fire department does, and I just, you know, it's all of us coming together and for the greater good.
All right. So September 26th is the next meeting. Just the only item that'll be on that agenda is the 2024 budget discussion and hopeful adoption of that budget. And then we do our salary ordinance in December. Is that correct? Okay. All right. Anything else, guys? Hearing nothing else and having nothing else on the agenda, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to, oh, I got one thing. Before we adjourn, one
Okay.
thing is, on the redevelopment, is everybody okay having a meeting on Wednesday, or September 20th at 6:30 PM?
Redevelopment.
Or, not redevelopment, zoning?
To do what?
Well, Susie wanted to apply for that position to
Oh.
interview her, and then also discuss the other
So
things.
you're asking for an executive session?
Yeah,
Okay.
For October, not September.
September,
too, Roger,
next
see?
week, the 20th.
The
at
20th?
6:30.
What day of the week is that?
It's a Wednesday,
And what time you want it for?
6:30?
So September 20th to discuss personnel matters.
Correct.
Okay. Terry?
At this
So
point,
far?
I have an open schedule there. I'm just checking, but yes,
All right.
I do.
It'll be advertised. Thank you. Now,
That's all I have. Make a motion to adjourn, then.
Terry?
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.